Okay, so this is the second part of lesson 1, where we can write each fraction or mixed number as a decimal. So the first way that I'm going to show you to do is to treat the fraction sign as a division sign, which they always are, but sometimes we just forget about it when we're working with fractions. So I can read this as 27 divided by 75. So 27 divided by 75. Now 75 can't go into 27, so put my 0 there. And what I'm going to do is add a decimal. And when I add a decimal, I have to add it here and up here. And I'll tell you why in a sec. These are called trailing zeros. I can add however many zeros I want to this number, and it won't change the value of 27 because I have that decimal point. If I didn't have that decimal point, if I added zeros, that would be a completely different number. So now I can do some division. 75 can go into 273 times, and I know that just by thinking of quarters. So now I actually have to do 3 times 75. That's 15. Carry the 1. 21 plus 1 is 225. Now I subtract. That gets me 5 and 4. Drop the 0 down. Now I don't have to go through this or do any mental math because I'm just going to use the numbers that I have on the board. So I need to get to 450. Well, I know 225 is actually, if I double that, I get to 450. So 225 plus 225 gets me to 450. So if I know that, then I can double this number. 75 times 6. 6 up there. 6 times 75. Erase this. That should get me to 450. So let's try. 6 times 5 is 30. That's 42 plus 3 is 4. 45. And I'm done. So I have 36 hundredths as my answer for that one. For number 2, when I come over here, I have 7 over 2. That's an improper fraction. So I'm going to change that to a mixed number. So 2 can go into 7 3 times, and I have 1 left over. Because it can go into 7 3 times, and it will give me 6, which is just 1 short of 7. And my denominator stays the same. So I have 3 and 1/2. Now, I know that 1/2 is 0.5 or 0 and 5 tenths, but let's say I didn't. So I have 3 and 1/2. I'm going to use an equivalent fraction to find out my decimal. So 2 times 50 will give me to 100. So 1 times 50 gets me to 50. Don't forget that whole number there. So I have 3 and 50 100ths. Or 3 and 5 tenths. I can keep adding as many zeros as I want. It's not going to change that number. I can also get rid of that 0. Now the third one is very similar to number 2. 3 and 1/5. Again, I'm going to keep my whole number. I want to get to 100 because I can, if I have a fraction over 100, I can say it and write it as a decimal. And we know that because I gave you that previous lesson that's on Google Classroom. So 5 times 20 will get me to 100. So 1 times 20 will get me to 20. So I have 3 and 20 100ths. Well, I can simplify this by getting rid of a 0, and now I have 3 and 2 tenths. The GCF of 2 tenths is 1/5. So I have 1/5. So I know I did my math right, but I still want to write that decimal. So 20 100ths, 3 and 20 100ths. Said it out loud, 3 and 20 100ths. And that is how we can write each fraction or mixed number as a decimal.